Robin Williams, Julia Roberts, Bette Davis, Cary Grant, George Clooney, Robert De Niro. You know any of those names? I'm sure you do. If you don't, ask your parents, because some of them are a little old. But I'll tell you what, those famous actors, those multi-talented, amazing actors, they're just like you. The secret is, what did they do to achieve what they have, and how do they keep doing it? I'm going to give you some acting tips, some secrets that you can apply today, right now, to become the best actor you can possibly be today. Stay tuned. Just today, I stumbled upon some great secrets. And the thing about it is, it's not really a secret. I found it online. That's right, under Google. Have you ever looked up famous actor quotes? Stay with me here. Have you ever looked them up? I am sure you have. Maybe some of you have it on your dream board. I don't know. But they have great quotes, don't they? They have great quotes. And those quotes are not just inspirational. They're applicable. I thought about this today, and I thought, I got to share it with my audience. I got to share it on Thompson Approach Academy for Actors. So here we go. I'm going to just give you a few, all right? A few quotes from famous actors. You may know them, you may not. Still, the stuff that comes out of their mouths and they share with the world, you can learn from them. The only failure is not to try. George Clooney. Think about that just for a moment. Because if you try, you get results, right? Of course you do. All right, so don't stop trying. That's basically it. Don't stop trying. In fact, when you try something and you don't meet the expectation that you put forth, you don't get the result that you want, look back and discover why you didn't do exactly how you wanted to do it. Maybe you just need more practice. Maybe you need more study. Maybe you need to hire a coach, okay? So there is no such thing as failure. It's only results. Failure falls on the breast of people that, well, embrace their failures. Don't embrace your failures. Step back and think, what did I do that I could do better tomorrow? What did I learn from this past audition? What did I learn from this past relationship, this past marriage, this relationship with my coworkers, with my casting director? What did I learn? See? That way, you can continue to try, and you will see progress. If everybody likes you, you're pretty dull. Now think about that just for a minute. If everybody likes you, you're pretty dull. In other words, you don't stand out. Bette Davis stood out with her personality. If you know nothing about her, watch some of her movies. Just one, Dark Victory, for example. She stood out. Why? Because she was sassy, okay? She was the modern type of woman, the modern mindset that she had. She was scary at times, and yet she was very alluring. Yeah, okay? But if everybody likes you, you're pretty dull. That's not an insult. It's like, okay, what can I do to up my game? What can I do? Maybe I should take a particular class. Maybe I should be more charismatic. Maybe I should read Dale Carnegie, books. I don't know. But you need to be around other people that are not dull, because when you're around people, they tend to rub off on you. Okay? They do. They tend to rub off on you. And you don't want dull. You want shiny. You want unique. You want something that's going to maybe rub a little bit you the wrong way. That way, you can learn about yourself. You can learn about your limitations and learn about your potential. Learn about your attitude or latitude. Okay? So think about that. If everybody likes you, you're pretty dull. Here's another one. I always tell actors when they go for an audition, don't be afraid to do what your instincts tell you to do. You may not get the part, but people will take notice. Robert De Niro. Okay? Robert De Niro knows what he's talking about. And I have been in many, many auditions, and I have found out that when you're nervous, you stifle yourself. You hold back what you feel, that truth that wants to come out through the character, through what you know about the character, through the cold read script, whatever you're doing, okay? And for some reason, you negate it. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. You're afraid. You're afraid that if you express yourself exactly the way you feel, you'll be rejected. But you know what? He already said that. You may not get the part, but you'll be noticed. People will remember you. The one thing you have to remember in an audition and in acting, it's a career. It's not a job, okay? It's a career, not a job. Here's one from Marlon Brando. To grasp the full significance of life is the actor's duty. To interpret it is his problem, and to express it is his dedication. Let's break that down just for a moment. To grasp the full significance of life is the actor's duty. What's significant about you? What is significant that lasts into a legend like Marlon Brando? It's not important to be an actor, it's significant to be an actor. It's significant to bring out the truth of a character. No matter what sacrifice you need to make, that is true dedication. To interpret his problem. Okay, what is the character's problem that he or she is going through? That's what makes them significant. See, actors our job is to serve other characters, fictional or true. We are servants. That's what we are. And when we serve to the point of sacrifice, the characters, the roles that we play, guess what happens? You guessed it. That's exactly right. They serve us. They serve us with an Oscar. They serve us with a big fat paycheck. They serve us with significance back. It's sort of like, here's you, here's the character. You come together and you're both significant and important in your own right. Does that make sense? Good. And then, of course, the last part of his quote is, and express it is his dedication to the craft. So you have significance of life, analyzing and figuring out the problem and giving that character the solution through the script. And expressing it, that's our dedication. Thou shalt not pass. Ian McKellen, Lord of the Rings. I'm sure you remember that scene. It was very dramatic. It was cool. Acting is a very personal process. It has to do with expressing your own personality and discovering the character you're playing through your own experience. So we're all different. Any time in your acting career, have you ever wished you could be someone else? And then you tried to emulate that person and stylize yourself? I'm not saying borrowing and learning from other people's successes is a bad thing. I'm saying trying to duplicate what they do in their own style and fashion. Like Ian McKellen said, we're all different. We're all different. Express and embrace and express your uniqueness, because acting is a very personal process. The way I teach as an acting coach is this. Acting is all about self-discovery, and this just confirms it. It has to do with expressing your own personality and discovering the character you're playing through your own experience. He said the word own twice, okay? So you have to own it. You have to own the character in your own experience. Now, say for example, well, David, you know, I've never fought a huge monster with a stick. Thou shalt not pass. Okay, I don't know what he was thinking, but you know what? There is a little thing called imagination. Okay, maybe he was thinking of when he was a child and he was being bullied by a bully on the playground. I don't know. And one day he just stood up to him, you know. Because actors are kids at heart, okay? There's different ways that you can approach a character, even if you have not experienced what they're experiencing in real life. Here's another quote from Liam Neeson. If I get rejected for a part, I pick myself up and say, okay, not today, maybe tomorrow. Or I'll get this other part or something, okay? So you have to be resilient. You have to be resilient. You can't lick your wounds, okay? You're not a cat. You can't lick your wounds and say, well, I tried at least 3 times. No. You have to try. It's a career, like I said. It's not a job, okay? And if you're around dull people, then you become dull. You have to surround yourself with exciting people, with people that either and or appreciate and understand you as an actor, okay? Because truth of the matter, obviously Liam Neeson knew this. If he gets rejected, he has experienced that, okay? And he's a fantastic actor. But he's going to get rejected. It's a part of the process. It's a part of the progress in an acting career. You have to go again and again and again and again and again Also, studying and learning. It's so very important because it will happen. Rejection will happen. But if you keep going through that rejection and say, you know what did I learn from this? How can I take this experience and put it into another character? How can I embrace this as a benefit? Okay? Eventually you will get a part. You will get a part because through the rejection, you are learning to become a great actor. Here's another one by Alan Rickman. If you judge the character, you can't play it. Now think about that for just a minute. I'm going to give you an example. You accepted a role, and it's about this habitual liar. He or she lies all the time to get out of trouble and consequently causes more problems for herself and other people surrounding her. And she cannot stop it. She is a habitual liar. That's where she finds her power, okay? All right? Now, you are a person that tells the truth. You love the truth. And this is very important to you, especially not only as a human being, okay, but also as a character. When you're playing the character, you want to find the truth of the character. Well, the truth about this character is that they lie all the time. Now, there's a funny parallel difference, I'll say it like that, between stage and screen. On stage, people can see what you do. They watch you, okay? On a screen, i.e. on a camera, it's like a laser beam. They can see every nuance of your 44 muscles in your face, okay? And if you're not totally committed to this liar, for example, and totally truthful about him lying, it's going to come out as an indication. It's going to come out as, well, not the truth. There's a fine line between truth and lie when it comes to the camera. You can't judge your character. You have to play them truthfully no matter what kind of character they are. And, this is important, if it affects your morality, wait for another role. Don't take it. Because at the end of the day, guess what? It's you in the mirror. Here's another one, Christian Bale. It's got to do with putting yourself in other people's shoes and seeing how far you can come to truly understand them. I like the empathy that comes from acting. Christian Bale. Think about that just for a moment. Reflection is power, especially when you're an actor. I like the empathy that comes from acting. There's two types of empathy. There's sympathy and empathy. Sympathy means, you know what, I didn't go through what you went through, but I feel sorry for you. Is there anything I can do? Empathy is, I know exactly what you've been through. I know exactly what you've been through, and this is how I handled it. Let's get together and solve this problem. Now, he likes the empathy that comes from acting. To empathize with a character that you want to play, audition for, you have to be in their shoes as much as possible. Now, how do you do that without getting yourself involved in an actual problem like they're going through? You don't want to do that. Now, one of the reasons why Christian Bale said he likes the empathy in acting is because he has gone to great lengths to play the truth of a character. One movie was in 2004. It was called The Machinist. Let me give you just a rundown about what it was if you haven't seen it. Christian Bale is Trevor Resnick, a machinist in an anonymous factory somewhere in America. So he's an everyman. He's obviously scarred by some past incident, but what is it? He finds mysterious notes on his refrigerator saying, "Who are you?" His colleagues that he has, they don't exist. He seems to have lost it completely, and along with that, he lost a lot of weight. I mean, so much so you could see skin and bones. It was nothing like when he played Batman. He had to get into the shoes as much as possible to have empathy for this character. Now, I don't know if you would do that. I don't think I would do that either, okay? All right? But he was fully committed because he said himself, I like the empathy he receives in acting and fitting into the shoes and understanding the character as much as possible. It depends on how, from famous actor Philip Seymour Hoffman. Study. Find all the good teachers and study with them. Get involved in acting, to act, not to be famous and not for the money. Do plays. It's not worth it if you're just in it for the money. You have to love it. As an actor of 30 years and an acting coach of 30 years, I must tell you, he's right. Study. You have to love it. If you don't love it, do something else. Because the fame, that is very, very unstable, okay? Some people love you, some people don't. Some people will love you, some people will hate you. You can't do it for that. You can't do it for the importance. And for the money, it either comes or it's not there. It's very unstable. Just telling you the truth. You have to love it. You have to have a passion. What is your mission as an actor? I'm talking to you. What is your mission as an actor? If it's just for a hobby, that's great. Stay with independent films and community theater plays and things once in a while, you know. And that's fine. That's fine. If you love it that much, that's fine. But if you are serious about it, if you want to make it a life mission, it's not just a job, it's a career to you. It's something that you breathe. It's something that you have to do, because if you don't do it, you're going to be miserable. You're obsessed with it because it's a life inside of you. You have to breathe it. You have to breathe it. Have you ever felt that way about acting? If you have, I'm glad that you're here listening to this video today. And what I want you to do, I want you to subscribe to this channel. If you need an acting coach, I'm here for you. 𝐷𝐉𝐃𝐄𝐒.coaching.ch. 45-minute free coaching consultation. I've helped many actors and actresses get their start and continue on, and I can help you too. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.